Hey folks, my name's Ed Trevors. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I'm an Anglican priest serving in the beautiful parish of Christchurch-Shelburne that sits on the ancestral and on the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Today, we're going to continue talking about Stoicism just a little bit because there was this great quote that I wanted to share with you. I don't have it with me and I can't remember it exactly, but the bottom line, what it said was, the people who got us here, right? Those who came before us, our teachers, our instructors, the authorities that we followed to get to this place in our life, that we followed to get to this sense, this knowledge. They're not our masters. They're our guides. Their job was not to enforce their thoughts on us. Their job was not to enforce what they found to be true on us, but rather to bring us to this place so that we can go further. In the church, we have been known from time to time to be a little stiff. Change doesn't come easy for the church. It's not something we're particularly good at. We really like our traditions. We like our songs. We like our music. We like our liturgies. We like the way we've always done things. We like our pews. We like our lights. We like our candles, whatever. We really, for the most part, find it very difficult to let go of the things that we have stepped into, to let go of the things that tradition has brought our way. There's a couple of guys in the church that we have grown fond of. The Wesley brothers, back in the 1700s, sometime back there. Anyway, the Wesleys, these two brothers came from a huge family, and John Wesley and Charles Wesley, both of them were Anglican priests, I believe. John Wesley became the founder of what we know as the Methodist Church, and is considered the sort of the patriarch, if I could use that term, of the Wesleyan Church. Charles Wesley, though not necessarily as well known from a liturgical perspective, from a church history perspective, from a musical place, is responsible for many, many, many of the hymns that we find in our hymn book. Those hymns that, if I were to say to my church, yeah, we should stop playing Charles Wesley's music, I'd be thrown out of my butt. Right? He is the man. And yet, Charles Wesley, being the great evangelist that he was, rumor has it, he would sit outside of pubs, listening to the tunes and writing words to those tunes. So some of his music wasn't based on existing liturgical music. It was based on the music he was hearing people sing in the pubs. And so he put words to it. And when he put Christian words to those songs ultimately became Christian staples. And he did it because he wanted people to feel comfortable. He wanted people to know the tunes already. And so when we look around in our tradition and say, well, these songs were written by the great Charles Wesley, yeah. But do you think Charles Wesley wanted us to hold on to his music as strenuously as we have? Or do you think he would have asked us to do exactly what he did, which was adapt for the people in our community, in the church, in life, regardless of where we find ourselves? Those people who have brought us to this place with their knowledge, with their instruction, with their teaching, with their mentorship, they're not and should never be seen as people who are trying to keep us captive to what they know. They're not and should never be seen as people who teach us so much because they believe they have found out all the answers. There have been teachers like that, and those teachers should be avoided. The good ones, the good teachers, the good mentors, the people that we should be following are the ones who bring us so far and then hand us what we need so that we can keep going. They bring us as far as they have come, and then they give us everything that we need, everything that they have, to help us move forward even further. And they watch us with pride and amazement. When I hear Jesus saying those words to his disciples, that you think what I've done so far is cool, you should see what you're about to do. That's how I see Jesus as a teacher. Not necessarily as perfection of humanity. Well, I suspect he probably was. But rather as the one who opens the door, the one who knocks the shackles off our ankles and off our wrists, the one who frees us to explore the fullness of God, to explore the fullness of the divine, to explore the fullness of ourselves. That through Jesus, he gives us, as a teacher, all of his information, all of his knowledge, all of his ways. He calls us to follow him so that we may keep going. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face be made to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up to you. May you always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. And I pray that you and I will keep going. That we won't stop, that we won't be hindered, that we will be bold and courageous and step out beyond the instruction of our teachers, the guidance of our mentors, that we will experience the fullness of that freedom. Amen.